York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
Yep, what's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick Of Time Show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about the loss to the Raptors, because the Knicks lose to the Toronto Raptors 113 to 106, snapping an 8-game losing streak. And it was a good game, not a game to hold your head. These Knicks fought. The Knicks were missing the defensive stopper in Grimes, and Immanuel Quickley was promoted to the starting shooting guard spot, and he finishes on the night with 20 points, shooting 70% from the field. But RJ Barrett also gives you 30 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, shooting 57% from the field and 66% from three. Julius Randle gives you 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. Brunson had a rare bad game, gives you 7 points, but gives you 12 assists on the night with 5 turnovers. And you know what? The Knicks really couldn't compete when it came to transition defense. The Raptors forced us to turn over the ball 16 times and score 21 points off of those turnovers. Also, the free throw line was a big point of contention for us. Only shot 61% from the free throw line. Julius Randle in particular, 4 of 9 from the field. RJ Barrett, 4 of 6 from the field. And the Knicks just couldn't pull it together. Lose to a very desperate Toronto Raptors team, 116 to 113. We're going to talk about it all. Before we talk about it, you know what? Just hit that like button. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, and also shout out to Fubo TV. Fubo TV is where you can watch the Knicks for free for 7 days. And you know what? It's a good time to watch, because you know what? It's time to watch it, to watch a new winning streak start to begin. So shout out to Fubo TV for hooking up with KOT. And if you decide to buy Fubo TV after the 7 days are up, you help KOT out. And you also get to watch the Knicks for free, plus other sports channels and everything else. All right, so salute to Fubo TV. And also shout out to my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Look, the Knicks weren't going to keep winning forever. The winning streak had to come to an end someday. But I think we can take solace in knowing that it took Siakam having a monumental game,
yes,
dropping 52 points to even stop the Knicks win streak.
Yeah, absolutely. We had to battle Siakam. We had to battle the refs. But all in all, Ryan G, we battled. Listen, we were down. The Raptors went on like a 9-0 run in the first half. It was looking bleak. It looking like we couldn't fight back. Third quarter, Immanuel Quickley, who I was kind of complaining that should shoot a little bit more because he looked tentative, all of a sudden hits 3 threes in a row. The Knicks take a brief lead, but Siakam battles back, drops 17 in that third quarter. And we were right in it, Ryan. We were right in the midst of the battle. Fourth quarter comes. It looks like we're making a push. RJ Barrett goes off the dribble, bangs it, dunks it onto the Raptors. It looks like we took a brief lead in that fourth quarter, but Van Vliet hits a dagger 3 and the Raptors build on that lead, and we end up ultimately losing. But you know what are your thoughts on the game, Ryan? Why do you feel like we lost? I know I have my thoughts on some of the particulars, but what do you feel like we could have done better in this game, if you think that at all?
Well, I'll say this. the game was close despite Siakam dropping 52 on the Knicks. And Siakam was phenomenal tonight. Like, it didn't matter who the Knicks put on him. This man was just getting buckets. So, you know, you have to give Siakam his flowers because he just had a hell of a game. But I think ultimately, since the game was close, it came down to free throws and turnovers.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that really killed the Knicks tonight. And if the Knicks had, if they kept down the turnovers and they hit their free throws, maybe we would have had a different outcome tonight. Because any other game where you have Barretts shooting 11 of 19 from the field, drop 30. Julius Randle 13 of 17 from the field, drop 30. Quickley shooting 7 of 10 from the field, dropping 20. Any other game, those guys get those kind of stats, the Knicks are gonna win. But unfortunately, it didn't happen tonight. And I think one of the few things that I gotta point out in this game is, number one, I didn't like the way the Knicks attacked the zone in the first half. They corrected in the second half, but in the first half, the way the Raptors played the zone, they were definitely doubling on the baseline, and they were definitely doubling at times. If a Knicks player turned his back to the basket or whatever the case may be, to try to force turnovers. And I felt like the Knicks went to isolation too many times in the first half and try to force their way through 2 or 3 Toronto defenders instead of passing the ball around.
Yeah.
Granted, they did make an adjustment in the second half where instead of trying to force it into the paint with 2 or 3 Raptors around them, what they did was they passed and moved. If they got into the paint and they passed it out, like they kept passing and moving. They pass it out, someone else drives into the paint, then they pass it out again, and that kind of helped loosen up Toronto's defense, and that helped the Knicks to actually hit shots and get them back to the game to the second half. But that first half, the way they attacked the zone, I think also killed them as well. They should have definitely had more ball movement and more man movement.
Yes.
To fight Toronto's zone defense. And one other thing that irked my nerves too was, okay, so Grimes went down, so that means another man has to move to the 9-man rotation. Toronto's a big team. Like, outside of Fred VanVleet, who's the only small guy in the starting lineup, everybody else on that starting lineup is at least 6'7", 6'8".
Mm-hmm.
And I would have thought that as that 9th man, seeing how big Toronto is, Dibs would have went with Reddish. Seeing how Reddish is, 6'7", 6'8", long, and he can also, match up against those the bigs that Toronto has on their squad. But he goes with Rose, and it's like, we already have Quickley, Brunson, McBride. We already have 3 small guards playing against this team that's big as hell. Why are we gonna play another small guard in that 9-man rotation when we have Reddish on the bench who can actually match up against these guys who are long on Toronto? So, it definitely seems like Cam's in the doghouse right now. It doesn't seem like there's no way this man's gonna come out of the doghouse. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the game.
He is under the doghouse, Ryan. It's not even a doghouse per se. Ryan, I really believe at the front office in Tibbs had a back handshake deal where they were getting Cam in here. They wanted Cam to play to try to raise his value so they can trade him later. That's the only thing I can even think of, because like you said, this team that we played today, they give us problems a lot because of their length. This is not the first time they gave us problems because of their length. So you are right. This would have been an ideal game for Cam to play, but they're preparing him to be traded, dog. They're not trying to put him out there to get injured or nothing, or to help us win games. They're sitting there and they're working on trades to get Cam out of here, because today, like you said, is one of those days where we need a long athletic wing to match up against these guys. Because there's been a lot of times, especially in the first half, where Siakam, they're picking off our men in Siakam, and you'll see IQ guarding Siakam. What is IQ going to do guarding Siakam? You see Deuce McBride guarding Siakam. I understand Deuce McBride is a defensive dynamo, but what is Deuce going to do with a 6'8" dude with a lanky wingspan? It's it gets to the point where it was a little bit ridiculous. So I agree with you that we could have used Cam here, but Cam is definitely not in the future. I also want to build on something else you said, which is the ball movement and the player movement. right? The Raptors today said, no Brunson, not today. Somebody else is going to beat us. And they kept trapping him in that little right corner every time. And they did that to Julius. And you absolutely right, Ryan. When they're doubling Brunson like that, it has to be ball movement and player movement. And often enough, there was somebody who might have been open but at 3-point line, or somebody's gonna have to cut off the ball to make themselves available for a pass around that foul line. And I think that's a big reason why you look up and Brunson had a 5 turnover game today, which is extremely high for him. 12 assists. Though 12 assists, but 5 turnovers is a high number for Brunson. And I feel like like you said, Ryan, we needed a lot more player movement to get things going. They corrected that in the second half, but they need to do more of that in the first half. Also in the first half, didn't like the switching that was going on with Siakam. Like I said, we found ourselves having freaking Deuce McBride on a 6'8" dude too many times. And they were able to obviously take advantage of that. I feel like the second half, we tried to double him more, get the ball out of his hands. But it got to the point where it didn't matter what you did with Siakam. He was just having their way. I wish they would have tried to do that a little bit sooner before it got into a rhythm. But, it is what it is at this point. But even, of course, also in the first half, something I saw that didn't really like, RJ Barrett, he had 19 points in the first half, scored pretty well. He had bouts of, hold on, let me get to the RJ stats real quick. Let me get to RJ stats before I get in. Because, RJ had a great game, right? 30 points, 5 assists. 5 rebounds, shot phenomenally. You always harp on the efficiency. 11 from 19, 57% from the field, pretty damn good. 66% from 3. You take that to the bank with RJ. The 4 turnovers though weren't so good, and that's when that's when RJ is trying to shoot through double teams, or triple teams. You notice that big run we went on. I feel like RJ was a big part of that run in that third quarter, finding Immanuel Quickley in that corner, hitting 3. That part of him being unselfish is what got us back in the game. So I wish he would have done that a little bit more and balanced that with the scoring. On top of that, the point of attack defense in that first half, I didn't like as well. RJ Barrett in particular, he had the lowest plus minus on the team in that first half, despite scoring the most amount of points. And that's because he could not stop different players. It was a different player seemingly every time, from driving right past him and breaking down defense. It was Van Vliet one time. It was Anunoby one time. It was a multitude of players driving by Barrett. And I'm just like, dog, you playing well offensively. This defense has to shore up. But it got better. It got better in the second half. And even Immanuel Quickley, even Immanuel Quickley in the first half, to me, struggled guarding Van Vliet. I felt like the other guy who was scoring after Siakam was Van Vliet, and I feel like he was having problem navigating the screens. I don't know if it was all him or if he didn't get sufficient help, because sometimes what happens is the bigs kind of drop back off of those high screens, and you don't need the bigs to always play drop. Like, we need you to step up. So that could have been it. I had to kind of look at it again, but I felt like Quickley struggled to guard Van Vliet in that first half. But the second half, I felt like the Knicks did a lot better. I felt like IQ actually made them work defensively in that second half. I think RJ Barrett, I didn't see him getting blown by as much. I felt like defensively we were starting to blitz Siakam. But Siakam, at that point, Siakam was a man child. Like, you can't do anything at that point. I don't know. I said a lot, Ryan. I don't know if you have anything to respond to. I pretty much gave like a soliloquy just now.
Yeah, I think the only thing I really have to add is, I think what you mentioned about the pick and roll with Quickley and a big, I think that was also like a major issue for the Knicks today because oftentimes, like you said, the bigs drop back, and then when the bigs drop back, that just left Van Vliet open or whoever else was involved in pick and roll open for threes, and the Knicks gave up a lot of threes that way. And you also have to, big up the Raptors plan because the Raptors spread the floor and they took Mitch out the paint because Mitch only had 3 rebounds tonight, and Mitch had to guard Siakam on the perimeter, and that was also a major cause as to why the Knicks weren't able to dominate the boards like they usually been doing in this whole 8-game win streak as well. So, the Raptors playing 5 out, taking Mitch out the paint was also a major factor in their victory as well.
Yeah. With OB out, I don't know, with lineups like this, we might have to find like a alternative small ball lineup to keep up with the Raptors at this point, especially if you're gonna have if Mitch is not gonna be effective. And if you're going to have Mitch in there for a long stretches, because he played 25 minutes, he was 4-4 from the field, and he was actually a positive +9 on the night. If you're going to have Mitch in there, get in the ball and make him punish them. There was a few times where I saw Randall pass up the ball to Mitch, and he got busy. He bodied Anunoby for a dunk, like stuff like that. I'm like, so if Mitch is gonna stay in there, we're gonna have to use him to our advantage and try to punish them down low. But that's not what happened today. But all in all, I'm not mad. I'm not mad because we fought. We were there. We were right there at the precipice of a win. We fought back. We took a 1-point lead like twice in this game. It's just little things we had to clean up. The rebounding at the end also is something that really hurt us. That one play where they got like 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in a row, and then Siakam got a foul.
Bruh.
He's restful. If I'm gonna be pissed, that's the only thing I'm gonna be pissed on is the fouling. Dog, can we get foul calls in our home building? I'm watching Siakam getting the freaking Ja Morant Jordan's ticky-tack calls, and then I'm watching RJ Barrett get pushed, falling out of bounds, and gets nothing. I wish we'd have got a few more calls, for real. But at the end of the day, the free throws that we did give, we kind of blew 61%. From the free throw line. So that's on you, Knicks. But overall, listen, we got another one coming up on Friday. Best believe the Bulls will be pissed. And they'll be coming out our heads. But salute to the chat. Thank you guys for being here, man. Thank you guys for being here after this loss. It was popping over here when an 8-game winning streak. But you guys over here who are talking Knicks basketball with us, KOT show right now, y'all the real MVP. So shout out to Greg, even though me and Greg got into it before the game, Immanuel Quickley, shout out to you. It's all good fun. Shout out to Craig Ward, shout out to Roberto Rivera Jr., shout out to Silver Gray, and shout out to Fritz Alessandro repping old school, and everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show. If you knew, let me know that you knew, and I'm gonna shout you out. Also, let me know where you from in the chat as well, all right? All 82 gang in the building. I see you. I see you, JT Riddick. I see you, Knicks Nation TV. Shout out to you guys. All right, I know we got a caller on the phone. First caller up we got is MBIC.
Peace. What's good?
What's going on, man?
So, you saw this disgusting display tonight. You have Siakam is killing.
Yeah.
And there's no adjustment. We just talked about this. And I was telling you, I said, this dude is stuff. When I watched this game, before I even get into that, when I watched this game, it reminded me of Isaiah Thomas and James Dolan all over again. And I'm like a modern day version of it, because it's just like, why wouldn't you play Cam if your boy is hurt? Why wouldn't you play if Grimes is hurt? I don't have no problems with Grimes, but if he's hurt, why wouldn't you push RJ to the 2 and start Cam? Or do something, change things up. If you know you have problems with the Toronto Raptors lineup, You're gonna go with this same lineup, and you got this guy gonna go and you let him drop 52 on you, and you don't do anything. Now the team, look, the Knicks. I don't have no problem with the Knicks team. The Knicks are a developing team.
Mm-hmm.
This is demoralizing to a team like this. This could demoralize this whole team. They were just about to push the button on this dude to get him out of New York already. And he does, and everybody's getting all crazy about this 8-game win streak. And I'm like, yo, I told you, this dude is stubborn. He's not a dude that we are going to win with. We gotta get him out now. And I'm thinking, I don't think it's him though. I'm thinking it's Leon Rose, because Leon Rose is enabling him. You got a person that just like Julius Randle. I don't think he's too much of a problem no more because he was enabled at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got an enabler in Rose. Like, does he not see that this guy is not the type of I mean, how much is he going? Rose has helped this guy. I don't know how many times he got rid of all his veterans. He helped him doing that. And you got you're getting killed. Cam Reddish is a defensive player. I don't know what he did. If he slept with his wife, I don't know what he did to for him to be in the doghouse. What did he do?
It has to be something we don't know about. It has to be something we don't know about, man. It has to be something. I mean, come on.
Like, it doesn't matter. We're professionals. We're professionals, man. You can't do this.
Dog. I'm telling you, Cam is gone, dog. It's good as gone. Like, there has to be some type of discussion behind the scenes as to why he's not getting any burn right now. Because like we said before, this is a time where Cam would be needed for guys who are longer. But something is happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, where he's going to where he's just out of rotation forever. He played his last game as a Knick. That's obvious to me. Before the trade deadline happens, Cam will be gone, and I don't know if it's just because we're not trying to injure the guy before we trade him because they feel like he's injured, or if it's just like some thing where he's just like, you know what, I'm not playing, so I don't want to play. I don't know what's happening, but it's obvious to me that Cam is on his way out, and at some point for this team to get to another level, we're going to have to find a lanky, small forward, 6'8" prototype Cam-ish guy that sticks with this team for us to kind of battle teams like this. For real.
Yeah,
right? But thanks for calling in, man.
All right. Peace.
Appreciate you. I will say this though, Ryan. I don't think this is not going to break the team. Like, I don't agree with that statement. We just went on an 8-game winning streak, and we lost to a Raptors team by like 7. This is not going to break the team whatsoever.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I do agree with the caller that, Cam should have played tonight. We pretty much, said that early in the podcast. He definitely should have played tonight, and it's clear that Cam did something for him to be that deep in the doghouse where Thibs is not even going to consider him even for a game like this. But yeah, I think it's a bit too hasty to be like Thibs needs to go right now, because yes, I do agree that if the Knicks are going to get to the next level, eventually they're going to have to fire Thibs and bring in another coach with fresh new ideas, especially on the offensive end, to get the team to the next level. I definitely agree with that. But the team is just coming off an 8-game winning streak. And tonight you have to put it in context.
Yeah,
it's not like they got smacked tonight. It took 52 points from Siakam. It took a career game, crazy game from a player, scored over half a century to even end the Knicks win streak.
Yeah.
So it would be a bit too hasty to be like, Knicks were on an 8-game win streak, but they just lost one tonight. Let's fire Thibs. I know that's a bit too hasty. Like, Thibs has at least earned the right to keep going this season and see where he can take this team. And then in the future, when you want to get to that next level, then you consider moving on from Thibs and bringing in a coach with fresher ideas.
I agree with you. Like, he's definitely back for next season. I think if we continue to make the playoffs year after year, because I feel like that's might be what happens next for us if we can continue on this trajectory, and then they realize, oh, we hit a wall, then they might get rid of him, possibly. But as of right now, I don't know. Or even if they just next year comes and they feel like we're underperforming, maybe you'll do it then. But right now, Tibbs is here for the year. The fire Tibbs talk thing, that's overly dead. That's way dead. But yeah, it took 52 points and a horrible game. This is probably Brunson's worst game of the season so far. Yeah. If I had to, yeah. Might be Brunson's worst game of the season. But it is what it is, man. Got 30 from Randall, 30 from RJ Barrett. It's still in the blues. It is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm really not that mad though. I'm not. We got the Chicago Bulls up next. They're gonna be pissed because they've been talking about breaking up that team for the beginning of the season. So they're going to be hungry and we need to be ready. All right. Next caller up is my guy, Tellem. Testing.
Hey, how you doing tonight, J. Ellis?
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing tonight, my man with the stats and the facts, Ryan G. And shout out to everybody enjoying the KOT show tonight. So boom, check this out. First things first, it's a travesty. What the heck? These referees did to our New York Knicks tonight. I don't know what they smoking, but I don't want no parts of it. Because whatever they smoking got them so inebriated, they can't properly officiate a basketball game. RJ Barrett driving to the right-hand side, getting flagrant 12 by two Raptors should be an automatic eject. Where was the call? That led to the transition. That led to the dagger. That three-pointer by Fred VanVleet. And that led to, ultimately us trying to play catch-up. And, unfortunately, we could not get out of that. I understand that, the coach situation looks like he's going to be here for a while, but just know, games like this, where I see a Mr. Reddish not playing, even though we're trying to trade him, breaks my heart. Because I feel like this year and last season, and even the season before, even though we weren't as deep as last season and this year, I feel like we don't always try and win games. Politics dictates the plays, and that sucks because I really just needed to see Reddish try and defend Siakam. Because if not, he's going to go for 52, 62, 72. He wasn't going to stop scoring. That's why I wanted to at least try, give Reddish something, maybe 6 minutes at the end, something. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to our Knicks for competing hard, and I definitely want to declare war on the Toronto Raptors. They hurt me, but that's okay. We're going to see them 3 times, baby.
Let's
go. 3 times in January. January 6th, we smoking on that Toronto Raptors pack. January 16th, we smoking on that Toronto Raptors pack. And January 22nd, we are smoking on that Toronto Raptors pack. And last thing, my boy Iller. Shout out to my boy Iller. But this definitely means war, Iller. And just know, Iller, Ignis Brazdakis sucks.
A message to Illa. Brazdakis sucks. Old school KOT knows. If you've been here for KOT a while, you gotta know who Illa is. Illa has been in the chat for a while. Illa was a huge RJ Barrett fan, but he is from Canada. So naturally he is also a Toronto Raptor fan, and he gives it to us when Toronto beats the Knicks. But Illa has been in here in a while, so I agree with you. Porzingis sucks. Yo, I love Tellem, man. I love it. Oh man, I don't have anything to add to that smoke fire. You have anything to add to that, Ryan? Wait, did Ryan just leave? Yo, tell him. Tell him blew the roof. Tellem's call was so fired that it disconnected Ryan G's Wi-Fi. Jeez, tell him. Why'd you have to do that? Why'd you have to do that to that boy? Tell him. Why? Why, man? Ryan G, where are you? Ryan G, where are you? Yo, salute to Tellem for calling in. Yeah, that's right. You're bad. That's right. You're bad. But you're absolutely right, man. We could have definitely used Cam Reddish tonight and his length. I loved how Cam Reddish stepped up when the Knicks played the Celtics. To me, he was the only guy who was very effective against those traditional winged, those wing guys. Like he gave Tatum fits when Cam was playing Tatum. But you know, ultimately, I do like Grimes over Cam because of positional defense. But Cam can be a useful player one given minutes and when it's needed. Like Randall was having problems with Siakam today. God bless his soul. He tried, but he's having problems. So I wish we had another defensive weapon somewhere to throw on him. As somebody mentioned Farron Hunt, this would have been a nice game to have Farron Hunt. Even though we cut him, I wish we would have Farron Hunt. We need another long, lanky guy. So front office, that is your next assignment. Your next assignment is to get a lanky defensive stopper in here to help the Knicks push forward, man. All in all, good game. I'm probably gonna end it early, man. I'm probably gonna end it early. I just feel like moving forward for us, I'm still proud of the way we competed offensively because earlier in the year, to me, when Jalen Brunson was taken out of the game, RJ and Barrett were having problems stepping up. And a lot of times, if you stop Jalen Brunson, you stop the Knicks. So even though we lost today, Jalen Brunson had a bad game. I still kind of feel like there's a little bit of growth, and that growth is Randall and RJ had to step up, and they did. A lot of the times in that second half, you saw RJ and Randall really doing a lot of the playmaking and attacking at the top of the key to cause havoc for the Knicks and get us back into this game. And we can keep that up. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine moving forward for sure. There's not gonna be a lot of games where Brunson is going to score, have 5 turnovers and only give us like 7 points or 9 or wherever he gave. So we're in good shape, guys. Don't jump off a cliff. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. Ryan G, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My computer had yeah. I guess it couldn't take Tellem Alejandro energy. I guess my computer couldn't take it and it crashed on.
Exactly. The energy took out Ryan G's computer. All right. You have anything else to add? I don't really have anything really else to add. I just know we got the Bulls coming up next. The Bulls are on the brink of extinction. There've been talks of them trying to move Jack Levine and all this other stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of news about that coming out. But it should be exciting. We have to lace up for this one. We have to lace up for this one. You don't beat a team 2 times in a row and then just think that it's going to be sweet. So we got to lace up. I'm hoping, praying that Grimes is available for Friday.
Yeah, and just to add to that, not only did the Knicks beat them 2 games in a row back-to-back, it was 2 games in a row back-to-back in Chicago. So that makes it even worse. Yeah. So they're definitely going to come to New York with some, we're going to beat these dudes down energy. So Knicks have to definitely be prepared for that game on Friday.
Knicks, yeah, for sure. He says, Rapping Old School says no Zach LaVine. Do you mean, he's talking about, he's talking about a trade or he's injured or something? Wait. I don't think he's injured. I don't see anything. He might be just talking about a trade. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't think he's injured. Did he play tonight?
I don't think so. Yeah, Knicks. I know Knicks. Some people are like off on Zach LaVine, but I'm telling you guys right now, he's coming back from a knee injury, And I'm telling you, by the end of the year, he's going to turn it on. I'm telling you right now. You can mark your clock by it. The same thing when Grimes takes a minute to come back and get into rhythm shooting. The same thing is going to happen to Zach. So I'm just letting you know it's coming. It's coming. But hopefully he'll be ready for it. I do feel like Zach gave Grimes a little bit of the problems of the last matchup. But hopefully we don't get more of that. And hopefully we get some damn calls.
Facts.
Hopefully we get some damn calls. Yeah.
Facts.
And the Bulls on the win. Listen, the Bulls are on the win streak too. It's funny what happens when the team gets beat by the Knicks for some reason. They have like a come to Jesus moment. We beat the Celtics last year. We motivated them to get a championship. We beat the Bulls, and now they're on a win streak. They're all motivated now. So definitely they're going to be looking at us as well. And same for us, because listen, we got the Bulls on Friday, the 76ers on Christmas. And then after that, the team that started it all, the team that gave us that oomph to turn it around, we have the Dallas Mavericks on the 27th. So best believe the Knicks will be up for that game. Trust and believe. And I don't know what is Luka. I hope Luka's not injured. I want him healthy. I need him healthy.
Yeah, Luka has been playing lately, so I think he will be healthy for that game.
Okay, all right. So, sir, these next 3 games, lace up. They're gonna be interesting. All right. Definitely going to be interesting. All right. You have anything else to mention? Can I get a mild shout out to the Kemba revenge game is coming.
Kemba's definitely getting playing time with the Mavericks. He's definitely been getting playing time. So Kemba will be playing that game against us.
Kemba will definitely be playing the storylines for the Knicks Mavericks game is going to be crazy. Tim Hardaway. Huh?
No, and then on top of that too, Frank Ntilikina been getting playing time too.
The Frank Hive is going to be in the building. It's going to be Frank Hive versus Grimes Hive. I don't know. There's going to be storylines on storylines for sure. For sure. And listen, we're gonna have to wear down Kemba, okay? Force him to switch on pick and rolls and guard Randall all game. All right, that's what we gotta do.
Beat up on him.
Beat him up. Post him and toast him. Okay, that's the game plan for that Dallas game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Hardaway revenge. Yeah, we need to get revenge on Hardaway. Talk about his mind, Jim. We need to get the revenge on Hardaway for sure. All right. But only thing else I want to say is I see you, McBride. I see you, McBride. I'm liking that McBride is getting less tentative on letting those threes go. Keep that up. Love to see it. And that's all I got to say. Anything else for you to say, Ryan, about this game? Any of the players?
Not really, even though, since you just mentioned McBride, it's like, it's amazing what playing time and confidence can do for you. Because when McBride was getting barely any minutes and on the bench most games, when he came into games, he was hesitant to shoot and he would just stay in the corner, barely touch the ball, whatever the case may be. But now McBride is actually getting involved with the offense and letting it go from threes. So, with these young guys, we've been saying it since the beginning of time. It seems like, you have to play these young guys because that's the only way they're going to gain confidence in their game. And, they've been playing, and now look. Yeah.
The defense have taken a turn upwards because of those guys, even though today was just not their matchup. It's not their matchup for these. Actually, McBride guarding like Siakam. I'm just like, okay, this is not fair. No matter defense is gonna stop this guy. But salute to those guys, man. I just need McBride to get a little bit more comfortable handling the ball and trying certain things on that side. But loving the defense from our guys. All right, let's get these Bulls on Friday. We'll definitely be here Friday night. Knicks. All right. We don't usually have good. What happened? Someone helping me, Ryan?
No, I was just gonna say that I'm not gonna be here Friday because I'm flying in, so I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to make the post-game show on Friday.
Got you. Flying in on Friday. Okay, all right. We'll see. So might be me and Lee. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But Friday night, I will definitely be here talking Knicks basketball with the KOT show. All right. Cool. That is our show. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me at Sir G's Corner. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. I saw somebody say, Jay Ellis, I already told you it was gonna go on a losing streak. It's the Knicks. I mean, if we go on like a little mini losing streak, that's cool. It's an 82 game season. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? As long as we don't have a lot of long losing streaks, and then we go on another winning streak, it's all good. I don't know.
Exactly. The only thing is all the Knicks need to do is win more than they lose. That's all.
Exactly. That's it. All right. Yo, Raw fell off. My man there Raw didn't fall. You know what it was? I hit Raw up, and there's been sometimes technology fails us. I hit him up, he didn't get the message till later on, and he's like, "Yo, my bad, Jay Ellis. I just got the message, so it is what it is. Raw is Raw. We're gonna be cool. Raw will be back. That's our guy. All right, so shout out to Raw. All right, but next time you can follow us. Yo, first of all, get the snapbacks at the nickoftimeshow.com. All right, in black and white and blue and orange. Also, follow us on the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram and Facebook as well. Also, listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, everywhere you listen to podcasts, listen to KOT. Also, check out the blogs at the nickoftimeshow.com. Shout out to you guys and all supporters. Also, shout out to people who give us super chats. Shout out to people who giving us money on Cash App too. I got a Cash App yesterday for KOT Show. It helps keeps things going because we gotta pay for phones, we gotta pay for Zoom, we gotta pay for a bunch of stuff here. There's overhead here. All right, so thank you guys for your super chat that helps keep the lights on. All right. Alrighty then. That is our show. We out of here. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube and Twitter streets. That's our show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.